What's the crack? And welcome back to another episode of Meet the Members. We're here with the wonderful Jenna Parker this time,
Ta-da!
our awesome community manager here at the Baths, and we're just going to take the next few minutes just to get to know Jenna a wee bit more and share a little bit of her story. So, Jenna, well, thanks for doing this, especially because you felt we were cold.
I know, I'm not feeling the best.
You're tough, and I respect that.
Show us to go on.
Tell us about football.
Yeah, it's going amazing.
When did you start playing?
Primary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all the boys playing it at like break time and lunchtime, and I was like, I really want to play that, so I started playing, and then one of my friends kind of got involved, so we just played with the boys during lunch. And then after that, didn't really play it in high school. There was no female football team. There was nothing.
Pathway.
No, just male, which got me very angry. I was like, well, I want to play. That's not fair. But I just played it on the weekends on the street, as you do, while you're playing Kirby as well.
100%.
Or Cribby. Depends on...
I never heard Cribby.
There's a debate. It's either Kirby or Cribby.
That's like pig Latin.
It's like,
to me.
depends what... Yeah. A pig Latin. And then after that, I just didn't play for ages.
Yeah.
And then there was a football tournament at... It was like a charity football tournament that my friend Lisa was involved in. She was like, do you want to come and play? I was like, yeah, I haven't played in ages, but we'll hope for the best and see how it goes. And then from that was the Belfast Ravens created. I know.
So
that was back in 2017. That was created, and now we've two teams, both in the Northern Ireland Women's Football Association.
Brilliant.
Which is nuts. It's absolutely mental.
But you're like proper like amateur athlete now, you know, like training like multiple times a week.
Yeah.
You've got matches, you've got a league, you've got tournaments. It's flipping crazy.
Just need the paycheck. It's the next stage.
So see, whenever you were playing like either I don't know school ground or on the street, did you naturally fall into like a certain type of player? I know it's a bit of a free for all.
Defender.
Really? Always?
Yeah, always.
Why?
I don't.
Because most kids are like, let's go for the glory.
I want to score.
I'm striker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me up there.
Yeah.
No, I think I was very like, I'll stay back and look after everyone and make sure the keeper's okay, and you can go up and take the glory. I'm happy enough to stay back here. But yeah, I just kind of like protecting people. I really enjoy it.
Nice.
And I still do it. I'm right back now, so I'm more up and down the wing. But it's
Get the sprints
protect the goalie is my aim.
So cool.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your life before Ormeau Baths. You know, that's like what all the residents are like. It's like before and after.
Before the baths.
Before the baths.
Pre-baths.
Yeah. BB.
BB.
And AB.
ABOB. ABOB. Do you know what? I actually woke up this morning going, what am I going to talk about in this? And I suppose it's just me, is like what I've done pre-Ormeau Baths, which is so weird. I suppose I'm still young, I'm only 25, so university was like last week to me. I remember everything. I'd done events management, absolutely loved it. I think it was just a great course to do. You kind of got an insight to everything in the working world. After university, went travelling, which was...
Didn't know. So the two things you said, I did not know any of them.
Yeah.
I didn't know you went to uni for event management.
Yeah, done event management.
Where'd you travel?
I went to Thailand.
What?
Yeah, went to Thailand, Bangkok.
Crazy.
Mental.
Different planet.
Completely. Culture-wise, like everything is just mental.
I always think if you go somewhere and you can't understand the street signs, like even a little bit, you're
lost.
Gone. You are very, very
Lost.
far away.
Yeah. Thailand, and then I went Australia.
Nice.
So I went to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Canberra.
What was the most enjoyable? Were you away for a year? How long were you away for?
It was roughly like 3-4 months.
So like,
just like compacted.
out of that, like what was the most enjoyable week or month? I know these are two very different time scales, but whatever works for you.
I honestly just enjoyed it all because I still live at home and I still live with my mum, and I've never been away from my mum for that long.
Wow.
So I really enjoyed not being with my mum and
Defender became
having
a striker
to get
for
dinner
a while.
myself and having to wash my clothes. It was like, what is this?
Sure.
But I think by far my favourite place probably, I mean, it's difficult because they're all so different. Like Sydney was beautiful, amazing, big city. It just reminded me of home. Like it was busy, there was familiar shops and familiar food, and then I also loved Bali because it was just so cheap and beautiful.
Yeah.
Parts of it was a wee bit, but other parts were just like places like this in the world exist.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely beautiful. And then I went to Singapore as well, which was like out of this world.
It also seems like a different planet, but in a very different way. It kind of looks like, I don't know, like a utopia.
Yeah.
You know, like little
it's
like
fake.
stuff you see in like, I don't know, Marvel movies or something where it's like, and here is this angelic city, and you're like, everything's sparkly.
Yeah, that's it. Oh my god, the toilets are so clean.
Crazy.
Over there, I love it.
Isn't Singapore
Love
the place
it.
where it's like you can pretty much be like beheaded for like leaving chewing gum on the ground?
Yeah, they're so clean. I fitted right in. I'm like, I am home. I love.
Oh yeah, you a clean freak?
Oh, completely.
Nice.
Just ask Claire and Lisa and
Really?
Emma. Oh god.
I mean, like the studio's looking great. Like I
yeah,
say.
it is. I've got my wipes and my hand sanitizer here, just in case. But
It's always important.
yeah, I am a bit of a clean, neat freak.
It's good. So,
Yeah.
did you know, hard pivot,
Go for it.
did you know that places like this existed?
No,
Because, you know, we walk, where were you born and bred?
East Belfast.
East Belfast.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, you and I would have been like around this area throughout different
Yeah.
stages of our lives,
Yeah.
walking past, maybe a bit later on, going to
Yeah,
Limelight.
Limelight, sitting outside Ormeau Baths steps.
Yeah.
After a night out.
Yeah. Go having a wee sleep. And you know, until you step into this building, it's like stepping into a different universe.
Completely.
Because it gives you access to a culture in Belfast that you don't know
Didn't know.
exists
No.
unless you know
Yeah.
of the entrepreneurial world and
Yeah.
startups and everything.
I think if you don't know anyone who's an entrepreneur or someone in your family isn't, like, you don't have access to what this all is and who people are and what people do and what you can do. So yeah, I know, never had a clue.
So how did you enter the OB universe?
I was working in hospitality.
What is that like? Be
This
more
was-
specific. What does that mean?
So
Like,
I was,
are you like in
I
an
was-
office planning events, or are you like cleaning
No,
pint glasses?
I was cleaning pint glasses,
Epic.
making cocktails, cleaning sick off the floor, like everything.
What's your favorite cocktail? Could have said what's your favorite type of sick, but I think probably cocktail is
Has
a
to
better
be
question.
margarita.
Yeah,
Margarita.
frozen or unfrozen?
Unfrozen.
Unfrozen.
On the rocks.
Salt, no salt.
No salt.
No salt. Oh,
Not about that.
I'm shook.
I know. A lot of people are like, what?
It's
Even-
but like it's very classy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You're like you've all become
Love
all of
it.
a sudden become very sophisticated in
I
my
know.
mind.
Feel very bougie now.
Bougie's a great word.
Margarita. It was a French martini, but I'm like, that's a wee bit too.
It's too much.
Yeah. I need to up my game now. But no, I was in hospitality working. Loved it. Brilliant experience.
Yeah.
Also, it was a bar and a nightclub,
Nice.
so I had both of them, and I managed both venues. I was like the manager on duty. So it was difficult, but the experience I got from it was amazing. And then this was all pre-COVID, like a few months before COVID. And I was like, I really need a new job. I need to get out of hospitality. Like, I'm done. And I just remember going on Indeed and just typing anything community, like community something, community.
That's
And
where
that was
you
my
find
key
it?
word, and that's where I found it online.
What?
And I was like, community assistant. This seems like something I would love to do. Just anything with the community. Because I was a youth worker as well. And in a
Nice.
community centre, and I loved it, and I was like, this is definitely something for me.
I had no idea that you were indeed random.
Indeed, yeah.
Indeed, I was.
Didn't know anyone in Ormeau Baths, didn't have any
Crazy.
insights of anything.
But
was
I
like-
remember like the run up to you getting here.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Claire. I remember talking to Steve Petty. And I remember they were very, very specific. They even literally said, like, we really want someone with hospitality
Oh,
experience.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And like I
Interesting.
remember being like, that is so smart. Like, that is such an entrepreneurial way to
Yeah.
think. Because like the skill sets of someone who's a master of hospitality
Yeah.
to come into this world, which is such a different world.
Yeah.
But it's the same skills because it's the ability to connect with people and protect
Communicate,
people,
yeah.
take
Oh,
care
yeah.
of people.
Being a bouncer.
At times.
Literally.
DPD delivery driver, it's like, no!
What do you want? Why are you here?
So
yeah, that's interesting.
You, like, I'm surprised you went in for the job
Yeah.
because it's a random position
So random.
that has no other context.
No.
Well, the youth work maybe a little bit, but even
Yeah.
still, it's like, again, if you're not in the entrepreneurial world, how do you know anything about it?
No. Didn't know anything. I just had to do my research and look it up, and that's it. And I did.
Crazy.
And I loved it.
So tell us a little bit about like because this is a unique interview because you are on the staff end of things.
Yeah.
So why, or what is the role of a community manager? Like, what is it that you do? What do you do for us as the residents?
Absolutely everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
I get this like question all the time. It's like, well, so what do you do? I'm like, I think my main role is to make sure members are happy and comfortable, and make sure that they feel welcomed and safe and they've got everything they need. And then my job role is like crazy. Like today, what was I doing? I was running events. We had 2 events on, so running that. The other day I was literally being a bouncer because there was rowdy people outside.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, mental. I unblock toilets.
Oh yeah.
I also go to networking events. I meet all these amazing companies and kind of network and chat to see what they need, if I can do anything. I'm also like a counsellor in some sorts, because people come in and they're like, oh, I'm having a bad day, and I'm like, let's talk about it.
You're literally like, you're the definition of like the front line. What I mean by that is like, you know, I come into work,
love it,
and whatever I'm experiencing, you're the first person that I see. You know what I mean? And the same for all of us in here. Like that front desk is literally like, it's my contact with the outside world.
Yeah, it's the first thing you see, and you want people to be like, okay, I can be myself and I can be comfortable. And it's not like an office where you have to dress up and wear a blazer and wear heels. It's, you're just walking in through the front door of our house. Yeah. It's like, hi, come in, talk to me.
Welcome home. Home away
what
from
have you
home.
been doing? Even when people walk past and like they're going out, me and Em always be like, you know, where are you going? You're so nosy, like, where are you going today? Like, what are you getting for lunch? What have you got in that bag?
You do have a blazer on today? What are you doing?
Yeah, people come in suits and I'm like, wow, you look nice, where are you going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to a meeting.
Yeah.
Who with?
Exactly.
I love it, but I'm very nosy, so I'm like, yeah, tell me more.
But it's crazy, like, I don't want to make everything about me, like, you know. But you and I have similar jobs in the sense of we're constantly meeting loads of different types of people. Yeah. And one of my favorite things about my job is just the like crazy education that you get into stuff that you've no right in really knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And hearing different things, and you're like, oh wow, interesting. Yeah. It's amazing.
How do you feel like it's broadened your perspective of, whoa, you ready? Of Northern Ireland?
Northern Ireland. And
then also as a wee parachute question, if you want to go there first. Even just like the business world. I
think during like education and university, I always thought, Northern Ireland, Belfast is so boring, we have nothing. Honestly, I always thought that. Yeah. And I think I met someone, I can't remember who it was, and they were like, you should love where you're from, like Belfast and Northern Ireland's amazing. I'm like, I don't know, like maybe I should move away. And then obviously coming into Ormeau Baths and seeing like these amazing companies coming in and figuring out what they do, you're like, oh my god, like that, you are amazing, like you're so smart, you're so talented, your company that you've created is like, it's just absolutely amazing. I'm obsessed with Northern Ireland now.
What are some of the examples that you use whenever you're in the wild, like talking to your friends or like out, you know, in a pub, and they're like, so like, what do you do? And you're like, yeah, I work in this startup place. So whenever they're like, what startups?
What's that?
What are like the stories that you use to like make it easy for people to understand?
I do that quite a lot, even because we get a lot of tours coming in here, and I would say, you know, we've got over 200 members and over 60 companies based here.
Crazy.
And kind of describing all the companies, it's quite difficult because we have such a broad range of companies based in here. I mean, we're majority tech community, but we have the likes of, you know, Ardios, we've got Mark Todd, who's an architect, you know, we've got everyone. And when I'm taking people around the tour, I kind of talk about each individual, and then I come up to like Digital Catapult, and I'm like, yeah, so this is our VR immersive lab, and they've worked with like an architect who had this, you know, idea of building a stadium, but he wasn't too sure about it, but they built it in a VR, and he was able to like put it on and like walk around, and people are like,
mind blown.
I'm like, oh no. Yeah. Then we've got Hat-Trick next door, you know, Dairy Girls.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm like,
yeah, I love that. It's like, have you ever had like this small TV show? It's an indie production, you know.
And then they're like, and they're all like startups. I'm like, well, yeah, they're small companies. You know, they're expanding, they're growing, they're, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. I'm like, I know. And it's even more interesting with Ignite program being based here, and every year getting 30 new companies in, and getting a sneak peek of what they do. And I'm like,
and it's so nice because they come in at like literally the very beginning.
January.
Like, some of them just have ideas.
Yeah.
They don't even have businesses.
No.
And so it's amazing to see how like they take those ideas and they change so much as well.
Pivot and change and
really interesting.
Kind of.
What's your favourite part of the building?
That's it. Oh God, it's such a beautiful building. I think the baths.
The baths themselves?
The baths themselves, yeah. Because
Awesome.
I'm walking past them every day, because obviously we've got two sides of the building, and the baths are like literally in the middle. And I'm always walking past, and even the tiles on the ground and the brickwork, it's all original, and I just always walk past going, this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's stunning. And I just always look at them going, well, people used to bath in there. So I actually got in it one day. It's very, very big.
It's comfy as well,
huge.
I think. Because it's kind of like, it's very deep, so like your arms can kind of hang out here, and you're like,
you can just imagine the water like being up to here.
Yeah, like a wee classic martini in one hand, you know.
A margarita.
Margarita.
No salt.
Oh, that's it. I'm ending this interview. That's it. We're doing it. We're redoing it.
Unreal.
What would you say is your proudest moment of working here? Like, is there somewhere where you've made your mark where you're like, hell yeah, that's me? And I'm glad that like Ormeau Baths is better because of it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I think there's been like wee mini wins that I've done where it's, you know, people come in and like they ask for me and not Claire. I'm like, you can sit down, Claire. Or they come to me for things, and I see that as a huge win because people feel comfortable to come to me and to ask me for help, and I just love it. I think that makes my life. It really does. I absolutely love it. It's just people coming to me. I'm like, yes.
Very cool.
Come to me.
What is on your hit list? Like, what's something that you really want to do, say, in the next 6 months?
In the next 6 months.
Where you're like, Ormeau Baths will be better when I climb this particular mountain or slay this particular dragon.
Oh, I have no idea. There's a lot of things in the pipeline. I'm gonna have to pass on that. Not too sure yet.
I respect the pass.
Yeah.
A lot of people will try to give me an answer.
Yeah,
I much prefer the pass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say something and it not happen. Yeah. No.
A karaoke bar with like free margaritas every Friday.
Staff night out. How about that? We need a staff night out and a members meet up with drinks.
I like that.
Yeah,
I love like
definitely.
as we're starting to like move beyond COVID slightly.
Yeah.
You know, the possibilities are coming back again.
It's great.
And that's really exciting.
We've got events coming back. We've got members coming up to me saying, you know, when's this happening? When's that? And I'm like, let's make it happen. It's coming.
Lovely.
Christmas. Drinks. I'll make you a margarita.
Final question then, kind of landing the plane. And I love like when I talk with people who do a very specific thing over and over again, and they spend a lot of time doing a particular thing. Like, from your throne of observation in the front desk, like, what do you think the most valuable thing that Ormeau Baths offers its residents is? Like, why is it so important that we come here to work versus sitting at our kitchen tables even?
It's definitely the community. Obviously, community manager. But it is the community that is here, networking, talking to people. I mean, you can work from home, but you need that face to face. You need to see people, you need to interact, you need to just have those wee random chats. What did you have for dinner last night? Or what are you doing at the weekend?
Water cooler conversations.
Yeah, it's just great. And it's the fact that we take the time just to kind of close the laptops and go and see them and go take a walk. Claire always encourages me, go take a walk, go do something. And I'm like, yeah, sure. We're not always restricted to the desk. We're always up and about and moving and just having those random conversations of, tell me more. Yeah, of those.
Go take a swim in the lagoon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much
Thank you
for
very much.
doing this. Really appreciate it. I've loved getting to know a bit more about you, even though I literally see and talk to you all the time.
Every day.
There's something about
Well,
doing
not
like
every day.
a constructed thing like this that allows you to actually get to know someone a wee bit
Very
better.
true.
And thank you very much for watching and or listening. Maybe we're hiding in a different tab while you're listening to this. I know what you entrepreneurs are like. And if you'd like to find out more about some of the amazing members that call this place their work home, you can check out the other episodes in the series. You can also reach out if you're interested in coming here, seeing the place, having a tour, seeing the baths in person, and maybe moving your business here. If you're just starting a business and you want to find a place of like-minded people to come and work with. I always say like alone together, because we're all like doing our own wee things. I know it's a real COVID expression, but whatever. And you most likely will be taken care of by the wonderful Jenna.
I'll look after you.
She'll show you around. She'll give you the pristine tour, because she's the one that gives the most off. The premium, the AAA tour. Yeah, exactly.
That's it, yeah.
And links to Jenna will be on this webpage, contact information, and everything else you could possibly imagine. So yeah, thanks for being here, and thank you.
Thank you.
It's always the last wee 2 seconds just to hit the pause button. 3, 2, 1. Peace out.